Yo, what up guys, Rift here. I have a champion spotlight for Uugo, a Ogrin Tribes faction magic affinity champion, one of the best epics in Raid Shadow Legends you can use for the early game, mid game, and even in NNM game. This is one of those champions you want 1, 2, or even 3 copies built for the Hydra. So that's for NN game. But if you're new to Raid, this video will help you. If you're also endgame, I'll also show you some endgame content where I use this champion. So let's head over to the basic skill that this champion is best known for using in Raid, which is this A2 right here. This skill for beginner players, the most important thing that you gain from this skill is the decreased defense that she places out there. This is a 100% chance to place decreased defense on every enemy out there. That is the one that most players will benefit from, decreased defense. But most endgame players will benefit more from this block buff debuff that this skill also places at the same time with the decreased defense skill right there. The chance of placing the block buff debuff increases by 5 for each enemy. That is for each what? For each alive enemy, yes. So it's a 50% chance of placing it. So if there are 4 enemies alive, it will go up additionally, plus the chance booked up right there, which is a 75% chance. So you might have up to 80 or even 100% chance of placing that block buff debuff on every enemy out there, especially if there are 4, 5. So Uugo is awesome in Raid. I use this champion in the end game, no longer in the beginner level, but I'll show you some beginner content where you can use her also. This one does a cleanse. It's not that great. That's not why I have this champion on my team. Originally, most players, when this champion launched, I've abused her in the arena, abused her in other content because she has the ability to bring her allies back from the dead. That's a revive, right? But this revive is so conditional that it doesn't really happen for me. I've never had an Uugo revive my entire team. I'll put it out there. I've never had this Uugo, everybody goes down and then she revives them. That's why I don't put much emphasis on this skill. What I benefit most from this skill is its ability to cleanse. Yes, it has the ability to cleanse all heal reduction and 1 more debuff from your allies. So it doesn't cleanse all the debuffs. If they have decreased defense, weaken, decreased attack, she will only cleanse 1. But if they do have heal reduction, she will cleanse heal reduction and 1 more. So that's what this A3 is for. It does a revive, it brings everybody back to life, and it places, I think, on the passive, it places block damage on herself and increased speed on herself when everybody dies, right? If she's the only one alive. So Uugo is awesome. That's what she was used for in the arena. Go second teams or nuking teams like that. People used to use her for that purpose. But if you're a go first team, you use her for a decreased defense and block buff. So 2 ways to actually use this champion. So as you're going on the offense or you're waiting to be going on the defense right there. So on the A1, this is also useful. A1 leech is useful in every content out there. Whether you're using this champion for the clan boss, yes, you can use this champion for the clan boss also, because she brings 2 debuffs to the clan boss that you need. Well, 3, including this leech right there. So this champion is so good. Although the leech is a low chance of placing it, 35% chance is a low chance. The chance increases also by 5% for each alive enemy. For the clan boss is just an extra 5% chance, which is make you a 40% chance. So Uugo is awesome champion for her blessing, because I use this champion for the Hydra, which kind of decreases my max HP a little bit. I put this blessing on her that, you know, restores my max HP by 5% of the heal that she does. Yes, she also does a heal on that A3. So as she heals us by 20%, we'll have our max HP restored. That's why I have that blessing on her. The other blessings you might want to choose on her, depending on if other people have it on your team already, for clan boss, cruelty, and for other content, commanding presence, if nobody already has this type of blessing on your team, so that she can boost your aura a little bit. So I have her in this 1 miracle heal because of my Hydra, where I build this champion. All right, now for the artifacts, before I even click on the artifact, I'll let you know there are so many ways to build this champion. Like I said, early game, mid game, end game. So if you're new to Raid in the early game, you want to use this champion for your clan boss. You don't have anybody to block the clan boss increased attack. Remember, the clan boss does so much big hits when he has that increased attack. Uugo can come in there and block that increased attack. To make her job easier in the clan boss, you need lifesteal on this champion. So for early game content, the best set for her is Lifesteal, because you'll be using her in most places and you need her to stay alive so she can be the last one alive so she can revive everybody else. So that's it. Lifesteal for the early game set, if you're kind of curious which set to put on her. If you no longer use the champion for the clan boss, if she's not the champion using for the clan boss at all, you might want to go towards Perception if you're using her in general content. And talking about the arena especially, Perception is awesome for her. So because you want her high accuracy to be able to block their debuff and also decrease defense right there. So that's another set. Perception is the second option, maybe towards the mid game. Now, if you're end game, if you're using this champion now for the Hydra, she's the champion who, without her in your Hydra teams, you cannot block those ones, that head that steals your buffs. You cannot, deal with a lot of damage that is coming up. You don't have a decreased defense. She's in there in your Hydra teams. You want her in Perception or you want her in Relentless. Relentless is the end game gear that I see most people put on their Uugo, because it allows her to take numerous turns to do her heals, to do her cleanse. That cleanse is important for your teams, and also to take numerous turns so that decreased defense and block buff will always be available, because it's on a 3-turn cooldown, but with Relentless you can make it be on a 2-turn cooldown almost. You always have them block their buff the entire battle. So that's what Relentless is good for. I don't have good Relentless set on my team to make her go high speed that is needed for the Hydra difficulty that I beat. That's why I put her in this set. This set gave me the ability for her to stay alive extra. This set is for PvP. I'll tell you straight. When I got Uugo the first time, this is what I built her for. PvP. I wanted her to be in my 3v3 arena team, in my go second team. That's why I made her almost impossible to kill or to one-shot, because once people see Uugo on a team, they like to kill her first. They don't want to kill everybody else, then she revives them. They like to target Uugo first and take her down in PvP. That's why I put this set on her in the 3v3 arena, and she will survive their hits with her unkillable that this set will proc, right? A 50% chance of going unkillable when hit with a fatal hit. So she will stay alive, not with her passive or not with her A3, but with this set, and then give them an extra difficulty killing the entire team. So that's why I put her in this set, but it's not the best for PvE. I'm stressing this one. This set is a PvP set. So if you're going to be using Uugo for PvE, for Hydra, for Dungeon, for Doom Tower content even, Relentless is the best one for the end game. That's what I think. When I do have good Relentless set for her, I'll replace this set on her and put Relentless, because even in the Hydra, this set never procs. Uugo never goes so low in the Hydra that she procs her unkillable from this set, from this Swift Parry set. So no, it's not the best one for her. I'll be totally straight with you on that one. All right, besides Lifesteal, Perception, and Relentless, which other sets can you put on Uugo? I've seen some Uugo being built in this set that keeps her alive. Regeneration set, Immortal set, Shield set Uugo, I've also seen it. Any set that make her tanky to keep your team alive, that's an awesome one that you want to. Although Shield set is also a PvP set for Uugo, so it's not a PvE set. I'll put it right there. I've not seen Uugo built in stun sets. No, it's not a viable one for her. This champion is awesome for the faction wars if you're thinking of using her in that. Stalwart set is awesome for the clan boss on this champion. Reflex set is always available for a champion that needs their skill to be off cooldown. So you want her to be using that skill a lot. Reflex set is perfect. As long as you can get the required stats needed for her to beat the content that you are trying to beat, that's it. All right, now that I've gone through the type of set that you need on Uugo, the best one, like I said, is Perception. Speed set is also good. That's unknown. That's a known fact. Perception is the best one that I can think of because of the high amount of accuracy this champion will need for general dungeon content. And once you have Perception on your set, you might need to go survival on your other stuff. That's why I don't even have accuracy banner right here, because I have enough tanky stats to survive hits. So from this set, my total stat I built on Uugo was 266. Yes, the Hydra that I built this champion for is I think their speed is about 200. Let me quickly check. I'm talking about Hydra, normal, brutal, and what's the other level of the Hydra again? Hard. Yeah, normal, hard, and brutal. Those are the three stages of the Hydra that I'm currently beating or trying to consistently take rewards from normal, brutal, and hard. One key each that I can spare. So I try to build her with 200, 160 speed, 210 speed, 200 speed. So I'm good for brutal. With this amount of speed of 266, Uugo does go first to block their debuff, and I have a provoke and other champions in there to help her. I'll show you the Hydra run, but 266 is perfect. Once I have enough speed to make her go first and do her stuff, then you can begin to focus on accuracy. The next thing is accuracy you need, or maybe accuracy is even the first thing you need to focus on. So 383 accuracy right there is enough accuracy for me to land my debuffs in the normal and hard Hydra. I do have enough accuracy to land my debuffs all the time, even in brutal Hydra. So that's a good one. 64k HP and defense are two things that this champion will need to survive. You don't want her going down. So I went high HP and high defense, almost 4k defense. So right there, that means I sacrifice crit rate and I sacrifice crit damage. I'm not trying to build this champion for damage. The only way that this champion will do damage in your Hydra or dungeon content will be from her masteries. And yes, this is also my PvP masteries. So right now in this video, I'm going to be changing my masteries back to PvE masteries. I'm talking about for the Hydra right now. So I'll do my resets, free resets. I'm no longer using this champion for PvP. I'm no longer using her for 3v3 arena. So I'm bringing her to suit the Hydra build. And for the Hydra build right there, if you check over to Hellhead's website, you see that it's a normal dungeon build. It's not anything special. Just that since this champion brings debuffs, the best way for you to go towards is support mastery, because you want her to increase the duration of those debuffs right there. So I'll be going all the way down here to select War Master, which is the perfect one. Well, I don't have it unlocked yet. I still need to farm 50 more scrolls to get that one unlocked. But I'll be selecting War Master down here. Then since this champion benefits from accuracy, even if I do have enough accuracy, I'll still select this one, more accuracy. So I'll not need to use an accuracy banner when I build it like this. Now, I'm not using this champion for content that I can decrease the turn meter. So I will not be selecting this skill that decreases turn meter. It will not be useful for me in this content. I'll be selecting this, coming down to this one that has increases the chance, extend the duration of the debuffs I cast, decrease defense, and the block buff will be extended. So those are the important ones. Now you can now decide to select different ones that you need to use. Of course, if you're using this champion for the clan boss, you don't want any turn meter increasing stuff, but you might want to select this one if you want to have a chance of decreasing the cooldown on her skills, especially if you're not in relentless set. So I'll be going down to which one now? Let me select on this tree first. More heals for her. And then since I'm not going to be selecting this one that decreases turn meter, the only option I have is this one for me to reduce the cooldown of her skill. A small chance though, but it might happen for me. So I'll be coming down to this one when I finally finish the mastery. That's my new Uugo build for Hydra endgame masteries. So if you're building this champion for PvP, you might want to go other ways. This masteries also work for the clan boss. Yes. All right. Now let's take Uugo into some content and show where I use this champion the most to really see what she can do in battle. Let's take her to the dungeon first, where most players will be using her for beginner content, right? She'll be your decrease defense champion in dungeon. And I've put together a dungeon 20 team where Uugo will be the only champion that can sustain, right? I have no heals, no revives right here in this team. The only person that will be keeping us alive is Uugo. So let's see if she can sustain a team, both by placing decrease defense, placing block buff, debuff, and also doing the cleanse and heal, and maybe reviving everybody if they go down in battle, which will not happen. It normally never happens that everybody will go down, then Uugo then revives them, except your other teams are just weak nukers who cannot take care of themselves. Right there, decrease defense. Oh, Royal Guard going for the hits. A1 Leech placed right there. So she's doing what she's supposed to do. Decrease defense is the first priority in this battle. Without decrease defense, this battle will be cleanse. So I wanted to see that happen also. So she did not waste her cleanse. That's something I noticed. Uugo went in for the A1 when she did not need to cleanse any debuff from your allies. So that's something I noticed. If somebody goes down to 50k HP, 40k HP, Uugo will not use that heal. She'll wait until somebody has a debuff on them before she uses that heal that will do a cleanse. So she prioritizes cleansing over healing. Except, of course, you can always use your, what do you call it, presets to make her always use the heal. But it's not advisable. You want to save it for when there's a cleanse out there to be removed. Decrease defense again. So this apothecary that usually places an increased speed could not do it because of this block buff debuff on them. Ooh. Uugo doing 10k hits with no crit right there. Still a champion that can nuke though, but because of she's a support champion and you want her to be sustained in this battle, you don't want her having crit or crit damage. If you can slot it in some way, somehow, and still have enough stats to keep her alive, good, especially for the Hydra. Every piece of damage that you can get counts. So, placing Leech out there for this boss. So, I think the verdict is yes, Uugo can keep your team alive in the dungeon. She can do her decrease defense right there and make your other allies hit harder and take this boss down faster. So, I'll be letting this battle run all the way to the end. Let me not end it. I think Royal Guard can take it down fast. With poisons also. The next piece of content I'll be showcasing this champion is in the Hydra, so we can see how she performs in my team and which team I actually use her in. So let's this battle run and let's head over to the Hydra to show her off. For my Ogryn Tribes faction was 21. This champion is instrumental to keeping everybody alive and cleansed because I do have squishy champions in there, Bigon and all that. So she really keeps them alive. So along with a Skull Crusher who helps her along. So I'll be showing her in that. I'll not be showing her in that content. I have a playlist for faction War 21 of the Ogryn Tribes faction if you want to see that in action. So I'll also not be showing Uugo in PvP content, like I said, because I no longer use her for that content. But she can be the champion that goes in there to play decrease defense if you don't have a Stag Knight or a Duke de Pierce or a Lydia or something like that. So the next piece of content is in the clan boss Hydra, and I wanted to show the team that makes it happen. I do use her in Hydra hard, yes, not in the brutal Hydra yet. So this is the team. Where is it? Uugo. This is the team. So this is a wonky hard team that do 24 million. They do get me the 1 key that I need for the Hydra. So Uugo makes this possible, and I'll start the battle. Just a little test run. I'll not run it all the way to the end. I'll just show you what she brings to this team. Although I do hate it when Uugo gets feared. I think this rotation of the Hydra does have that head that will place fear on you. And I don't have any way of dealing with the fear except you have perfect veil or veil on your allies, right? So Uugo, let's start this battle. Starting with the provoke. I don't want them to see. This rotation has that fear and I hate that stuff. So, but Uugo still helps me a little bit. That's it. This is her role in the team. Once she has done this in the team, she'll just wait until it's available again for her to use it again. Now, if you do have Relentless for her, she'll be able to do this multiple times in the battle. And if you can see my team, she's the only person that is bringing AoE decrease defense because I have Lydia in my other brutal team, not on this team right here. So that's her role in this team, to make sure I have decrease defense and block buff debuff on this entire battle. And whenever this head tries to steal my debuff, he will not be able to do that because of right there, block buff debuff. So that's what she's there for. She will just make sure that he doesn't steal. Now a lot of people build a tank that he can steal from and have high resist. I do not have any high resist on anybody right here except Brogni. So he is not able to steal from any of them because of this block buff debuff that will be available in the battle. So that's how I use Uugo in the end game, and I used to use her in the early game for 3v3 arena, but right now she's on this team in the Hydra stream. Build 1, build 2, build 3, it's totally worth it for the Hydra at least, because the rewards of getting Mitrala, Life Pain, and all the other rewards we get right now from the Hydra is worth getting 3 Ugos to fight every week and give you the maximum you can get from the Hydra. Now, a lot of people always compare Uugo with this other champion that can do this job. What's her name now? Let me quickly show you the other team, because I do not have 3 Ugos. So right here, let me show you Umbral Enchantress. So that's another person that can also place that same block buff debuff for 3 turns instead of for 2 turns. But she doesn't bring anything else to the battle of the Hydra besides only that skill. So it's a constant comparison with Uugo, because she has it on a 3 only on a 3-turn cooldown and places it for 3 turns. So it's always available for her to do. But my problem with this champion is she brings nothing else to the battle. Unlike Uugo, that also has decreased defense, also has a cleanse, also has a revive if everybody goes down. A lot more than Umbral Enchantress can bring. But when you talk about PvP and other content, Umbral Enchantress then brings this that Uugo does not have also. A totally crazy provoke for 2 turns and, you know, goes unkillable. So they do have their advantages and disadvantages. But for the Hydra, Uugo wins. Uugo beats Umbral Enchantress hands down. But any of them you have for your team 1 or team 2, if you don't want to build 2 Ugos, you might want to build 1 Umbral and 1 Uugo and use them that same way. All right, I have not started focusing on the Hydra to beat it all the time, because I already have Mitrala, Life Bane, so it's not a content that I'm crazy about. So I will not be building 2-3 Ugos on my team, except I want to go for the, you know, the other Hydra, the difficulty where I'll need an additional champion like this or something like that. All right, that's my showcase for Uugo I say Uugo Enchantress, no, not Umbral Enchantress. My showcase for Uugo right here. And this champion is awesome. An addition to your early game team or your end game team, no matter where you want to use her, build her accordingly, use the right sets on her. Perception is a universal one. This champion will benefit from accuracy a great deal, and yeah, and also speed if you want to keep her using that her skill all over and over again. Like I said, the best one, Relentless sets, hands down. Let me know in the comments which other sets that you think might be useful for your Uugo that I did not even think of mentioning, because right now when I do have better Relentless, I'll be replacing this my Swift Fairy and putting that on her, because I no longer use her for PvP. All right, that's why I'm not showcasing any PvP content. Use her for the dungeons, use her for the Hydra, use her for your clan boss, and make sure that 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 clan boss doesn't place increased attack on himself and nuke you really hard if you're still doing normal brutal or nightmare content. But for Ultra Nightmare, you need a better team than an Uugo, I think, for the clan boss, except you're building a totally killable team. All right then, you guys let me know what you think about this one, if it's useful to you for the early or end game content, depending on where you are. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit like on this video so other players can see this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.